While cupcakes might not be a traditional Irish dessert, these ones have booze and they have coffee, so I think we can officially call them an Irish cupcake. This is my Irish coffee cupcake recipe and it is super simple to make. I start off in a bowl with some plain flour. I'm going to add in some caster sugar or just super fine sugar. We're also going in there with some baking powder. And for our coffee hit, I have some instant espresso powder, so sprinkle that in there as well. This is all our dry ingredients, so just give them a good mix through, just until they're evenly combined, and that hit of coffee in there is going to make all the difference. So once you have a nice evenly combined dry mixture, it's time to get on with our wet ingredients. I've got 2 large free-range eggs going in here. And to that, we're going to add some softened butter. It is essential with this all-in-one cupcake recipe that you use softened butter, otherwise it just won't mix through. So get that straight in there, and once you've got all that butter in, it's time to add a touch of vanilla extract. To stay true to the Irish coffee roots, you've got to go in there with a generous splash of Irish whiskey in here, and you do need to make sure that you use Irish whiskey when it comes to this. And just to bring this all together, I've got some milk. Now that we've got wet and dry, it's time to get in there and mix it all up. The trick with an all-in-one mixture like this is to only mix it just until everything is combined. You don't want to overwork the gluten in the flour, otherwise you'll get left with very chunky, clunky cupcakes, and nobody wants that. And it is as simple as that. We have a beautifully mixed through cupcake batter at this point, so just stir through and make sure that all the flour is nicely incorporated. And the smell is so fantastic. You get that waft of coffee running around, and also that little bit of a hit of booze as well, which isn't a bad thing. So now it's time to fill our cupcake cases. I'm going to use an ice cream scoop to ensure that I get an even amount of batter in each cupcake case. So take up that batter and just plunk it on in. The fantastic thing about this batter is it can also be used to make a cake. So just line a 20cm cake tin and fill it with this batter, and you will be left with a perfect St. Patrick's Day cake to serve up. Cupcake cases are filled, and now this goes into the oven for 25 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 180 degrees Celsius, and they're going to cook up and become nice and firm on the top. My cupcakes have cooked, they have cooled, and now they're sitting on a wire rack ready to be frosted. So now we need to make that frosting up. It starts in a bowl with some icing sugar, and to that we're going in there with some more softened butter. Now this is a very simple buttercream frosting that can be adapted with lots of different flavours. This one has a coffee and a whiskey taste, but you could go in there with vanilla extract, you could add some lovely jam. It's up to you how you change this buttercream frosting. So I'm going to go in there with a tiny touch of that espresso powder, a little bit of the whiskey for an extra kick, and then it's just a case of slowly mixing this together until we have a smooth buttercream frosting. Now this is where you have to do it very slowly, otherwise you will be left in a cloud of smoke. The smell of whiskey and coffee is in the air, which can only mean one thing: St. Patrick's Day is near. Once it starts to come together, you can up the speed on your mixer, and you should be left with a beautiful smooth mix. Okay, we are done. I have a nice smooth mix on my buttercream frosting, and now it is time to ice up one of these beautiful cupcakes. So take a generous amount with an offset spatula just like this one. I've got a nice mini one, and you're going to take up about 2 little scoops. And I don't like to use icing bags, so I think the best thing to do is just spread this over and leave yourself with a nice pattern over the top. Smooth over the edges, and then just leave yourself with a nice little peak on the top. And now we're going to top it off with a nice chocolate-covered espresso bean on the top, just so you know there's coffee in there, and then a little pinch more of that espresso powder just sprinkled over the top. And that, my friends, is a delicious-looking cupcake. This is the perfect little Paddy's Day treat, full of booze, full of coffee, and now I have to dive in and try some because it is calling my name. That is seriously good. You've got that lovely dark flavour of the coffee in there, That hum of booze is so good as well. This has to be the ultimate St. Patrick's Day cupcake, and if you want the recipe, you can check it out in the box below. Make sure to like, subscribe to this channel, and of course comment beneath letting me know what you're cooking up this St. Patrick's Day. Until then, my friends, slán go fóill agus gura maith agat.